Hello everybody, we got game number 2 here between ThorZain, our orange Terran player, versus SharkGSjow. Show? I think it's show. Not quite sure. Somebody in the comments if you know how to say that. I think it's show. But anyway, I've got a red player over here on the right. TVT, game number 2 on Lost Temple. Last game was a pretty close, it was like an all-in play for ThorZain, which ended up working out quite well, actually. Kind of almost looked like SharkGSjow was going to actually maybe be able to get in the game there at the very end with that harass, but there were just too many Marines on the field, and ThorZain was able to pull out a win. So we'll see if Shark maybe scouts this time. That would be a big improvement. It looks like he's already planning on doing that, so he's already attack moving to the middle to the Zergling tower and over there. So scouting, definitely important. SharkGSjow basically lost that entire game because he didn't scout. So this game actually, the SCV does get in. A little bit of mistake there. And he's going to come in here, check out that Zergling tower, not seeing much, and then push up here. But we have a factory coming up pretty quickly. You know, basic marine production, getting a second refinery pretty quick. Oh, also over here for show, getting a refinery out, second refinery, and then factory coming up too. So he did run his marine up there. I think he actually lost it. Yeah, that marine did die. A little bit of a mistake. Didn't pull it back quick enough. Lost that marine. We have a tech lab coming out here for his next to his barracks. And SharkGSjow going for a, looks like a factory starport. So we might see some both players go for starports this game, but no, I don't see any starport for ThorZain. Looks like he's probably going to go for maybe some hellions or tanks. What's he get? Net tanks, here we go. So we're probably going to have a pretty quick tank marine push up from ThorZain. So it's really going to come down to whether or not SharkGSjow can get that banshee out in time to deal with this. He's going to have that tech lab. He's going to be able to swap with that starport. But I think he's going to have to get a bunker up if he wants to survive this with the least amount of casualties as possible. So he has his hellion out. He's going to probably just leave it out here to keep an eye out for any type of rushes. And as soon as he sees those Marines push out in this tank with this hellion, he's going to see it. There he goes. He sees the tank. He's going to fall back. And let's see if he's going to instinctively build a bunker up front. Doesn't look like he's got that banshee coming. He's got those Marines being pumped. He's actually making a reactor on here. Probably going to start pumping some hellions out of there. So no barracks or no bunker yet, and actually an expansion being built for ThorZain. So he got those units out, and I guess he doesn't feel like attacking. He's just going to play defensive. And our red player also is getting an expansion out. But let's see what he's getting here. He's getting that reactor on there. He still has a tech lab. He's got quite a bit of gas. So it wouldn't surprise me if he swaps these and maybe makes some Vikings out of it. More than likely they'll be hellions, even though he's kind of low on minerals. Actually, swapping it. Don't want this. We're gonna build right there, and he's building the barracks on there. Barracks with the reactor, and he's just gonna use this factory as a reactor making machine. So he's got his banshee, and he's gonna come and hit, and there's not too much to stop him. He's got like 5 Marines. That's not gonna be enough. This engineering base is a little late, so he's gonna get a bunch of kills here. So SharkGSjow should, with a little bit of micro, should be able to pick off those Marines. Oh, the Viking's out. That's not good. He doesn't have cloak yet, so that banshee getting 2 kills on Marines, definitely not paying off for him. I really think this would have been so much better if instead of harassing with that banshee, if he just took his army and then pushed in. Like if he had, those Marines and that marauder pushing up the front against those 4 Marines and like 2 tanks, he could just focus fire, killed both of the Marines really quick, and had more than enough Marines to deal with the Viking and let his banshee just deal tons of damage. And that would have been I think a better play for him. He kind of just threw away that banshee there instead of using his army to the fullest potential. Instead of using these guys as just defense, put them both on offense. And now ThorZain is in a pretty commanding position. He's got siege tech upgraded, and red player isn't even close to getting that. He's getting stem, but this expansion is going to be pretty hard to break. So if ThorZain just plays it passively, he should be able to, I think he's going to actually pull out a win this game. He's actually swapping over here, putting a reactor, putting down 2 more barracks, moving this barracks over here. See if he's going to make some medevacs or if he's going to make some Vikings. He got one Viking out. I think that should be enough for the time being. He's probably going to make some medevacs. Probably do maybe a drop up here with the medevac with the tank, knowing this is the most likely expansion. This is a great map for doing tank drops up here on this ledge, of course. I've lost many games because of that. So 2 Vikings up here, putting them to good use scouting. He sees this expansion. He sees the Marine Marauder. And he's sticking to bio, it looks like. I don't see Siege Tech being upgraded or any tanks. He's getting a combat shield. So we're probably going to stick to bio medevacs for our red player, SharkGSjow. And the income here should be pretty close. Yeah, both pretty close. Orange just had a few more mules out here at the time. And those mules actually have rockets on them. Those are big rockets on them. As opposed to the 2 smaller ones with the SCVs. So we got a bunch of tanks being produced and some supply depots up here front just for, I guess, some type of wall. But if Red plays this smart and maybe splits up his army, drops one over here, and actually have a fight here in the middle, he's going to lose those Vikings, those Marines. Ah, bad control by ThorZain. So losing those Vikings. And SharkGSjow up here with doesn't have to worry about any air, but oh, here we go. Here we got that tank drop finally coming. He may just put it up here as defensive, or he may go use it offensive up here like I was talking about. It looks like he's going to go over here and then use it offensively. But we have 2 medics, both full of units, and then another little bit of an army here. So if he drops, oh no, too late. Wow, there's a bunch of missile turrets. There's no way he's going to be able to get in here and drop unless he drops down here, walks up, uses the vision, picks off the missile turrets, and then drops in, but that's going to take a little while. That'll give time for those tanks to reposition. He has quite a few tanks out, and this expansion did get hit a little bit. I'm not quite sure how many kills he got. Could have been too many. But he looks like he's going to lose. He's going to have to drop it. No! Only the SCV comes out. The SCV was like, I want out first. And the tank was like, okay, and then ends up dying. Sadly, ThorZain is now down a tank. But still in the lead, so SharkGSjow is dropping up here, but I don't know. All he needs is like one good scan with those tanks. He's going to be able to do a little bit of damage to kill a couple of these units here, but all he has to do is tank over here, back here somewhere. And these drops are not going well because there's so many tanks here with defense. They don't even have to move. Their range is so good. In one scan, he'll be able to drop it. Oh, they're just in range. He really needs a scan. There's a scan. Oh, and all those units just evaporate. So, trying to return the pressure back. Shark is doing some drops there, but I don't really think he was that effective. He lost quite a few units. He could actually drop like under here. He went over here and he kind of stopped. He saw this one missile turret, but he could come underneath here and then come underneath here and do some drops. But I guess he didn't feel like he's just going to use the units and hold map control. ThorZain is kind of trapped in his base right now for the time being. He only has tanks as defense. But it looks like he's going to get ready to push out, so we have a push coming out. ThorZain getting ready to go for it, dropping all those supply depots down. And it looks like we're going to have a fight here. Bio versus basically a half bio, half tank. And if he walks these tanks incorrectly, just slowly leapfrogs them, he should be able to play this right. The only thing he really has to worry about is if he gets his army out of position or his tanks aren't mostly sieged. The Viking count is, red in the lead with the Viking count. That's going to be good for him. He only has one tank, but he doesn't have siege yet. I really think red has a possibility to win this, but there are quite a few marauders. Red does have a couple more marauders. He has 5 more marauders, but he doesn't have siege, and ThorZain is really walking these tanks tonight. And then he runs straight in, but there's so many tanks down here in the back. There's maybe enough marauders here in the front to hold it off. This is going to be pretty close. These tanks in the back are doing so much damage, but it looks like SharkGSjow is going to be able to take out all those tanks and with those Vikings and totally crushing that. So yeah, Shark in a commanding lead right now. I don't think there's anything he's going to be able to do. I don't think anything ThorZain is going to be able to do to win this. So dropping some Vikings up here at the top, just shooting some supply depots, and just one more tank trying to siege up, pulling SCVs out to fight for their homeland. I got 3 marauders here in the back, and with all the medevacs healing away, we got 4 Vikings up here. This is not looking good. ThorZain is definitely in trouble. But, oh, no, he's going to lose both those medevacs. And he lost so many SCVs right there. So you can check the count. He's actually still ahead. Wow, he's got an expansion over here. Our red player has an expansion up here with some mules. He's ahead by, I think, like 6. But, oh, here come reinforcements coming in. And ThorZain GG's. So there we have game number 2. And so right now we're at a 1-1 count. So game number 3 next to decide the victor of this this set.